Hey people, welcome to my channel. I'm Mary. Today we're going to be doing a tattoo tour. So I'm going to start off with the first tattoo that I ever got, and I got it when I was 19 with my best friend. We both wanted the same kind of thing, but we wanted our own little twist on it. At the time, I was in school for music, so I decided to get an infinity symbol. Yes, this was over 10 years ago, with a treble clef in it, and my best friend got an infinity symbol with an anchor in it because she was really into nautical stuff at the time. So that was my first tattoo. I think I paid like $70 for it, and honestly, I feel like it's held up pretty well over time. It hasn't really blown out or anything, and it hasn't really lost any color. My second tattoo is on my back here. I'll insert a picture so you can see it a little bit better, but it is a bird made out of music notes. Obviously at this point in time, music was really important to me, and I got this in Charlotte because I went to a school close to Charlotte, North Carolina, and it's my first tattoo with color in it, but at this point I don't even think you can see the color, but it had blue and teal in it when I first got it. And then my next tattoo was a tattoo. I took my sister to get her first tattoo, and we decided to get sister tattoos. It's on the inside of my right leg, on my inner right ankle, and we grew up in a family with a lot of anxiety, and at this point in time, I think we were both coming to realize, like, oh, this is going to be something that we deal with for the rest of our lives. So we got the phrase, "I will not worry this life away," in a circle around a crescent moon and a sun. So I have her handwriting and she has my handwriting, and then I'm more of a night owl, so we did the moon bigger and then the sun inside of it because she's more of a morning person. And honestly, that tattoo has blown out. It has, like, they forgot to put dots in it. I think they also didn't put 2 R's in the word worry. Like, it's probably my worst tattoo, but it's also special and has meaning, so I won't ever cover it up or change it. But if you look at it closely, you see the errors. After that, I got this rose tattoo. It was a birthday present from my ex. I'm one of those people where it's like, if you're gonna ask me what I want, I'm gonna tell you to give me money for a tattoo, and that is exactly what happened with this. This tattoo honestly hurt more than I expected it to compared to my other ones that I had gotten, because I thought my ankle was gonna hurt more than this, but this one was more of a burning sensation. But I really love it. I think I got this one in 2018. And I just really liked how feminine it looked. And that was why I got a rose, to be honest with you. So next I got this tattoo, but it wasn't this tattoo to begin with. This is a cover-up. I got a mountain range on my honeymoon with my ex, and he also got a mountain range, but in a different spot, and they were 2 separate mountain ranges. And I actually love the mountains. I never regretted the tattoo that we got together, but what I didn't like was how it was done. So I had it covered up with this really weird butterfly, which this was not my original request for the cover up. I wanted a realism butterfly, and it turned into this weird, almost neo-traditional trippy butterfly, but I was looking for a tattoo to represent my weirdness, so it just kind of turned into that, ironically. And then I got another tattoo artist to put strange and unusual next to it because it represents that part of myself that's weird. Where there's no order at this point because I don't remember how the rest of them happened. I guess we'll go with my Buddha next. So I have this Buddha on my forearm, and this one I really love. I got it in a time in my life when I was really into meditation and being super spiritual, and it really represents that part of myself for me. I'm not as obsessive with it at this point in my life, but I still appreciate that I went through that because of how much I learned from it. So I really love this tattoo, and it's really well done. The details are amazing in it, and I get compliments on this one all the time. I then got this magnolia. So in the sleeve that I'm working on, it's obviously not done yet, but pretty much everything has meaning. If it doesn't have meaning, like from people in my life, then it's something that I really like personally. And this sleeve just represents all of those things. So I have the magnolia, and this represents my grandparents, because when I was a kid, I used to go to their house and they had, it looked like one huge magnolia tree, but it was actually a bunch of little magnolia trees that made it look like one big magnolia tree. And if you climbed inside, it was like a canopy, and I would go climb up in there, and it was my favorite thing about my grandparents' house. So I got this for my grandparents. And then this moth is a Pandora Sphinx moth, and I got this from Seventh Sin Tattoo in Charlotte. And this, are you done? Excuse my cat. This tattoo represents my dad. Whenever he sees a moth, he always sends them to me. So this was the first moth he ever sent me, and it's a really cool looking moth. So I decided to get it tattooed to represent my dad. And then right next to it is my hibiscus, and this is my mom's favorite flower. It's really dainty and unique, and I really like it. I think it's a great addition. And then these are my peonies. They represent my best friend. We've been best friends our entire lives, so she's very important to me. So she's the peonies. And then I got this butterfly in color. This one I got pretty recently, and I wanted this to stand out in the tattoo to kind of represent myself. And I have more that I'll be adding on to it. I have plans to get azaleas down my arm, because that's the flower of my hometown. And I'm gonna get eucalyptus up the back. And I think I'm gonna add a bumblebee right there and a dragonfly here. So I have a few more things to add to it, but it's a work in progress. And there are some things that I do need to get touched up and fixed about it. These two, the line values are not the same as the rest of my ink on this arm, so I do want to get the line values fixed on these. Next we'll do this guy. So it goes all the way down, and it's the breathe symbol going down to the lotus flower. So this actually was just, I don't know, this part, and as you can tell, it's kind of crooked. And I got it done at a tattoo shop in Georgia while I was on a trip there, and I immediately freaked out because I realized that it was crooked, and it didn't have this little swoop right here. So it was like, it was really crooked, like you can see. I went to the same guy who did my magnolia, and I had him fix it. So we added more length to it. He added the swoop to kind of pull it to the side, and then he added the lotus flower in the bottom, which really just kind of helped balance everything out. Every once in a while when I'm at the wrong angle or I do something, I still notice that it's a little bit crooked, but it's so much more balanced now than it was before. And I'm really happy with how much better it is now than it was when I first got it, because it was not good. My best friends and I, we take a lot of trips together, and one thing that we actually do pretty often is get tattoos, like little memento tattoos on our trips. So behind my ear, I have an unalome that I got on a trip to New York City with my best friends that I went on in 2018. And then we went back to New York City in 2024, and we got little flash tattoos of Saturn. It's really poorly done. It was $20, but it represents the fun times that I had with my best friends in New York City, and we really, really had a good time on this trip. We were in danger the whole time, but we had such a blast. So I love this tattoo. So I also have a couple of stick and poke tattoos. One on my middle finger here, it's the symbol for feminism. It's kind of fading as finger tattoos do. This was a stick and poke done by my ex's sibling. And then they also did a paw print with a heart in it, kind of on the top of my left foot. Honestly, the paw print turned out really well, especially for somebody doing stick and poke that had never really done it much before. So I really love that one. On my ribs right here, which I will take a picture because we're not going to get scandalous on the camera. And this has the phrase "conquer from within." I grew up with a lot of insecurities and, like I said, a lot of anxiety and all that stuff. And so my motto has always been working from inside outward. So that's the meaning behind that one. I also recently got an American traditional rose with a lemon on my thigh. And honestly, I hate it. It's cute for now, but I want to get it covered up with realism. I've just come to find that American traditional isn't really my thing, and I don't like a lot of color. I like subtle color. So I'm going to be getting that one covered up, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out how that's going to work, but that's the plan. And then my newest tattoo is actually also American traditional, but I like this one a lot, and it's a lipstick. My best friend also got a lipstick, but hers is in different colors. And yeah, that's my most recent tattoo. These are the tattoos that I have right now. I'll probably be adding on in the next few months. I'll do an update eventually. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.